Hello guys, MonkeyBot here, and today we got another time lapse going for you guys today. So it's going to be on the Steel Faith Overhaul mod, which is a mod that you can find in the Steam Workshop. It's quite a popular mod. If you haven't heard about it, the link will be in the description below. But I just wanted to see the difference, to see if the AI is a lot more aggressive, and it turns out that there is quite a few noticeable differences in the SFO mods compared to vanilla. There are a few factions that tend to get a lot more powerful very early on. Confederation seems to be a lot more popular, but I'm not going to spoil it too much. So sit back and enjoy the time lapse, and I'll see you guys at the end of the video. Okay, so we're now at turn 300, guys, with the SFO mod, and as you can see, a lot of things are different in this. There's a few factions which are still alive, which don't tend to be, and some factions which got incredibly powerful. So we'll start off up in Nagond. So I have noticed that Valkyr the Bloody actually decided to ally up with the Dark Elves. which is very unusual. That doesn't tend to happen, but that could just be randomness. That might not even be anything to do with the SFO mod. The Lizardmen have actually started pushing up into Naggarond. The Lizardmen don't tend to be quite powerful. Most of the time they do get wrecked by the chaotic factions, the destruction factions down here in the south, but they actually did quite well for themselves today. Ulth 1 seems to be a little bit stuck. They never seem to got out of Ulth 1. Normally they can start taking over most of Naggarond, but they seem to be stuck. Most of it is confederated up. Obviously the legendary lords are separated. Bretonnia is still alive, although kind of, who's Bretonnia at war with? So Clan Squire, he's at war with Clan Squire, although Clan Squire is a pretty much dead faction. Nothing's really going on down here. So we've already talked about Lustria. Looks like Tzeentch is going to attack them now, which I don't really understand though, because he's not at war with any of them. He just doesn't like them. So I don't really understand what's going on there. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he just traded some settlements. He got rid of Oxyodal quite well, which is good for him. But he's, yes, so he's at war with the Tomb Kings. And yeah, the Tomb Kings did really well in this. So having Khalida and Cetra sort of ally up here, they really took all of Khemri and the rest of the Southlands down here. They did very well for themselves. Normally the Tomb Kings get wrecked very early on, so whatever changes are in SFO obviously had a really good impact in there. Now, yes, the Badlands here are kind of occupied by Skaven and Greenskins. Yep, they're all allied up as well, going to war against Bretonnia and the Empire. All of them, as well as Umgrin over here. So, yep. They're kind of stuck though. It seems like they've been stuck here for quite a while. The Empire is getting invaded by Chaos, but as you saw for the last 50 turns or so, it's kind of a little bit of a stalemate. They seem to just be attacking back and forth, but not really a lot is happening. Archaon just can't get in there. But Azazel is doing very well. Azazel and Archaon are allies. It's quite rare that Azazel is alive for this long, so it's nice to see that he's still kicking. If we go into the Chaos Waste, it's really good actually. Most of the time in vanilla, the Chaos Waste is being invaded by Kislev. Kislev tends to confederate up and then start attacking. Wintertooth has done really well. I would guess at some point he confederated Wulfric, but I'm not 100% sure if we can see Wulfric anywhere. I can't see him. He could be dead though. I don't know if they confederated up or not. But here's the really interesting thing now. Kugath went on a wild fight. He just took over pretty much all of the Ogre Kingdoms over here in the Mountains of Morn, meeting up with Korelek Suneater, who I believe would probably be allies. Yep, they are allies. And he's allying up with... Oh, no, he's not allies with... They have a non-aggression pact, but he's allied with the Chaos Dwarfs. And so they, at one point, were obviously taking out Loki of Velhart down here and taking all of Cathey for themselves. But as we saw in my last time lapse, the Warriors of Chaos and Chaos Dwarves tend to take Cathey. They did in the last episode as well. But now Nurgle has decided he wants some of the action. But again, he's kind of got stuck because I can't see him at war with anyone. Yeah, he's not even at war with Umgrim over here. He's just sort of stuck in his area. I'm surprised he hasn't gone to war with Clan Rictus over here. But maybe that's because Clan Rictus has a lot of allies around him. So he probably doesn't want to declare war on them and then have all of the allies. Oh, actually, he's at war with the Tomb Kings for some weird reason. Okay, so that's what he's doing. He's going to send all of his armies south now to try and invade the Tomb Kings. That could be quite interesting if that was to carry on. But yeah, I think there's a lot of big differences here. Especially, I think the biggest difference would obviously be Nurgle and the Tomb Kings. I think they are big winners in the SFO mod, and they've done really well. The last thing I do want to say is that this is the first time I've downloaded SFO. I did it for this time lapse. I haven't actually played on it personally. But I noticed that there's a setting right here that you can adjust the factions buffs and debuffs. You can either nerf a specific faction or buff a specific faction to make them even more powerful within game. So they get 1+2 recruitment points, minus 10% for all cost, plus 10 campaign movement range, and plus 25% research. This could be quite cool to see, actually. So I probably won't do another one until the Shadows of Change rework has come out, so I'll be doing another one on the vanilla game to see if that's made any difference. But when I go back to SFO, I'm thinking about buffing up some of these factions. I'm thinking Slaanesh could do with a little bit of a buff, because they always seem to be losing, and some of the other factions that tend to not do very well. I would like to see how they do if I decided to, yeah, buff them up and maybe nerf some of the stronger factions, maybe like the Empire and so on. But if you want to see a specific faction buffed or nerfed in the future, please leave that down in the comments below and we'll see what we can do about that. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching this time lapse today. I think it's been a very interesting one. I will be doing another video tomorrow on my thoughts and opinions on what I can see for the Shadows of Change rework before the news is actually released. But until then, I probably won't see you until after the Shadows of Change rework, because we'll probably be hearing news next week or the week after. But until then, guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.